Hey everybody, Jason Mudd here. I want to thank everybody for listening, for watching, however you're consuming this. It might be on YouTube, it might be on Facebook, it might be through Apple Podcasts or Google Play Podcasts. It doesn't matter how you consume it, whether you're watching or listening. I am so grateful that you're part of the Yes Brands Network, that you're part of our message, because if you're consuming this, you probably have an inkling to be better in your life. And I just think that's such a cool thing. Taking the initiative, taking the action, executing on the simple things, the very small things that can make your life better. And when your life's better, your self-esteem's better, you're better able to invest in other people, in your community. It all snowballs, it all rolls together. And something that is just I'm so passionate about and makes such a difference in my life, and when other people embrace it, it makes such a difference in their lives, is really taking control of your morning. Having a morning routine, having some things that really are intentional to set the tone for your day. Because if you think about it, as we go through the day, you get pulled in so many directions. So many other people, your family, your kids, your job. So many things pull at your time and pull at your attention that the morning time is really the only time of the day that we have to really take control and to do more than what we otherwise would. And it's very simple to do that. You can do that by getting up earlier in the morning and by structuring your morning a little bit. Now, it takes a little bit of planning, and it doesn't happen automatically. Nothing happens automatically. Everything takes some intention and some forethought to really put into practice. But just think about it. So, and I'm going to go through my morning routine because this seems to help me. And keep in mind, I'm not perfect. I can't honestly say that I do this every day, although it really is my goal to be able to do this every day, but it doesn't happen. We all hit the snooze button. We all sleep too late. We stuff happens. Life happens. But this is a series of things that I plan to do every day. And I can tell you straight away that when I do them, my day is immensely better. I am so much more focused on my end goal. I'm so much more productive for myself, and I'm so much more productive for other people. And it all starts again with some very simple things, putting into practice, just putting into practice and doing them. So for me, this starts with getting up early in the morning. I have a sweet spot that I like to get up, and it's not the same time every day, but it's somewhere between 4:30 and 5 o'clock in the morning. And I have found that when I can get up at that time, there's something just kind of magical about that part of the day. Like in my house, my wife's not up, my kids aren't up, my dog's not even up yet. It's super quiet, it's nice and cool. I can go and wake up, get showered, get ready, and just get in a mindset of productivity and embracing life without the stress of being rushed out the door. So starting early is super important for me, and I think it's important for a lot of people too. And again, it's not easy. It takes intention. It takes me. It just takes me. I don't know. It's like a switch gets flipped in your mind when you really want to do it. It's really cool. So I'll get up early. I'll get ready, and then I like to go and have a little bit of quiet time where I'm a man of faith. I believe in God. I like to read the Bible in the morning because it helps to get me centered. You know, I've been told for a long time that the Bible is a living book. Every time you read it, depending on what's going on in your life, you can read the same verse multiple times at different times. You're going through different things. It means something different in the way that you interpret it, the way that you digest it. And so I like to read the Bible. I like to do a meditation in the morning. I use an app called Headspace, which is a bit of a guided meditation. The guy that does it on all the recordings, his name's Andy Puddicombe. He's British. He's just got a soothing voice. It's very good. And all of this goes to help me kind of get centered. It helps me prime my morning to weed out all the junk that doesn't matter. And through all this process of my spiritual reading, my meditation, it helps me get to a place of gratitude where I'm thankful for the things that I have in place in my life right now. And I think gratitude's a big cornerstone of all of this. Because, and I think it was Tony Robbins that said this. I think that's where I picked up on this. But when you're grateful, it's pretty difficult to be angry, and it's pretty difficult to be anxious. And anger and anxiety are two things that drive us in directions that we wouldn't necessarily choose to go with regards to our actions and our thoughts. So when you're grateful, you kind of eliminate a lot of that stuff right off the bat. So it puts you in a better spot to really tackle all of those other things that are going to happen throughout the day. So I've gotten up early, I've read my stuff, I've meditated. I like to drink at least 24 ounces of water right in that first little bit of time. I think hydration is really important. I think people in general, we don't drink enough water, and water is important. It's, you know, it's not soda, it's not sports drinks, it's not booze, it's water. We need to drink plenty of water, and when I say plenty of water, it's more than what you think you need to drink, and it's definitely more than what you are drinking. I'm not super big on necessarily keeping tabs on it. I've done that for a long time, and I think I've gotten to a point in my life where I can read my body, but overall my body is just so much more comfortable when I'm drinking what you might call an excessive amount of water. And it helps to think better. It plays into so many different aspects of my life. So I've done these things, and these are just some very, very simple things that have maybe taken up 45 minutes or an hour, maybe. That's on the long end of it. Probably not even that long, and that's including getting ready. But I've done all this stuff without being pulled in any direction. I haven't had to worry about getting my daughter ready or doing anything for work, and I definitely haven't checked any email this early in the morning. Because again, and this is something that I can't remember who said this, but email is like someone else's to-do list for your life. So when you start checking the email, it gets you off of the things that maybe you had in mind to do, and it starts putting other people's ideas of what you need to be doing in your head, and all that stuff gets jumbled. So I haven't checked into that. I haven't checked into social media, because again, all of those things are going to go away from the things that really the night before I set in my mind in motion of what I wanted to do in the morning. So you can add in exercise early in the morning. Lots of very successful people go and exercise first thing in the morning. Gets the blood pumping. It gets a little bit of sweat going. It gets a little bit of frustration out. That's a very, very fantastic thing to do. So you can do lots of different things just by waking up in the morning a little bit earlier. And a lot of people are going to say, but I love my sleep. I love to sleep in. It feels so good. But the sleep is it's not doing a whole lot for you. And I guarantee you, when you get up and you get moving, you're going to forget about the sleep really, really quick. It's not going to be something that you're going to put a lot of thought into after that. It's just not. So I implore you, and this is a challenge that I would give to everybody, start the night before. Start tonight. And go through how you want your morning to go. It's all about being intentional. It's all about, it doesn't happen by accident. You have to make it happen. That's how everything in life is. Nothing is gonna happen for you. You have to be intentional and make it happen. You have to be an advocate for you on every step of the way. So the night before tonight, sit down, write it down. Write down what time you want to get up. Write down what you want to do. You want to get in the shower. You want to go find a corner and read something. It doesn't have to be spiritual based. It could be anything. Just something to get your mind going, to get those thought processes going. I truly believe that meditation is something that everybody can benefit from. So sit and learn some breathing techniques. Wim Hof, Google Wim Hof. And he has some fantastic breathing methods that, when you control your breath, I think, what is it? The mind is the kite, and the breath is the wind. Is a good analogy. So the way that you breathe can control a lot of your mind processes. But just be intentional with it. Try it for a week and see how you feel. And I bet that you're gonna see some noticeable changes in how you interact with people throughout the day, how you're productive. You never know where this could go. But the beauty about trying things that you've never done before is that it opens up so many new doors that you didn't even think were possible. So give it a go. Another thing that I would just absolutely, it would mean the world to me, is if you would share this website, itsmontez.com, if you would share this podcast or this video with your friends. You know, we all know somebody that maybe would have this would be a good impact on them, and we have a message of positivity and of action and engagement in life that we want to share with the world, and we need everybody's help to be able to get that message out. So it would mean so much. Rate this, leave a review, put a like, send me an email, jason@yeslouisville.com. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear maybe if these are things that you do, maybe what your morning routine is. I'd love to hear it. Love to hear other people's experiences. So thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Watching Get This Knowledge, produced by itsmontez.com, featuring founder John Pounders from Now You See TV. Connect with John Pounders on Facebook by searching John Pounders. Be sure to check out John Pounders' website at nowuctv.com and connect with him as well on Twitter. Make sure to subscribe to his YouTube channel, Now You See TV. You are watching Get This Knowledge. Powerful shows, powerful conversations.
Check out itsmontez.com. We got it.
Check out itsmontez.com.
Make sure to check out itsmontez.com.
Check out itsmontez.com.
Hi, this is Darlene. You've got to stop and check out itsmontez.com on YouTube.
Be sure to check out itsmontez.com.
Be sure to check out itsmontez.com.
Itsmontez.com. Make sure you check out the channel.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, check out itsmontez.com.
Yeah!
Like, comment, subscribe, and share.
Airing every single Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get This Knowledge. Thanks so much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, and share.
subscribers. You're almost there, Montez. You'll be there in a couple months. So this is, this is considerably close to what you're at. And he's got 5,000 views 5 days ago. And the fairy, okay, so he used the fairy excerpts from the Watchers. You'll also look at the, this is the fairy that they found. They did the x-rays on. I guess it's a fairy. I don't know what it is, but whatever, it's a hybrid or creation of the scientist or whatever. This is what they found. And this is the x-ray. This is an interesting picture to me. Like, if I don't know what I'm looking at here, I'm like, wow, what is this? I want to check this out. So we're going to use the fairy picture first off, for sure, for our screen or for our thumbnail. We're going to use, that's important too. That's something that's very important. Your thumbnail is very important. If you look at the thumbnails that I've used, okay, let me go to my videos. If you look at my thumbnails, I always use a custom thumbnail. Like, I'll create it myself. Like, this is, custom. I don't let it just fall on whatever it is.
What are the reasons, again, like I know a lot of people say it's easier just to take it, but again, can you please reiterate the reasons to why it's important to go out and make your own thumbnail?
Well, because it sets you apart from other people, what they're doing. Okay, so let's go back here to the Watchers 10. This is L.A. Marzuli's channel. He knew what to do as his thumbnail. Okay, this is their channel. This isn't a very interesting thumbnail at all. It just shows 3 people, and you can tell it's going to be a radio interview or something like that. And if you don't know who Marzulli or Robert Shaw are or anything like that, you're just kind of like, no big deal. So you don't go, that's, to me, that doesn't, and this right here, this is L.A. Marzuli's. If it wasn't for the fact that he's L.A. Marzulli, he wouldn't have 8,197 views on that. I guarantee it. So you want to have something that is great to look at. This right here, this is going to be on 9 out of 10 videos you find that people are going to be interviewing L.A. Marzulli, because it's the logo he has for Watchers 10. But that doesn't set you apart from anything. Like, this sets you apart from stuff a little bit, I think. There's something like this or something like this, something interesting to look at. And then if you look at, like, most of my videos, like, we talked about cherubs and UFOs, like the connection between the two, and multidimensions. I use a UFO with like a cherub underneath it, just to give it like, wow, what is this going to be about? And Council of Nicaea, that could be really boring if you think about, like, if you don't have, but if you have like a cool thumbnail like this, or where there's a bunch of Catholic priests in the background and couple in the front, and just trust our canon is what it says there. It makes you think, like, well, hold up, what is this about? Because most people have heard of the Council of Nicaea, but they don't think, well, these are the people that decided what the Bible is for us. So this, you have to make them think about what they're getting ready to see. You know what I mean? Like, make them think about how it can be interesting. Think about it. Be creative, because you're creators, you're content creators, so you should be creative. Think about what, in one picture, how you could portray what you're going to be talking about and make it seem interesting. Okay, so that's important. But
did you enjoy this information? If so, please share it. And be sure to tune in every single Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. John Pounders from Now You See TV and Montez McCamish from itsmontez.com will be discussing powerful topics. Get this knowledge. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Hey everybody, we're live. I'm Lady D. And I'm Renee. Right here we got.
It's your boy Noah. You already know. URLTV.tv. We in Nashville, chilling, popping.
Yeah, we got the truth right here. So we appreciate you coming out here to the rap battle and tell us a little bit about what you experienced today.
It's a lot of, dudes trying to get into, get on smack. So dudes put out their maximum effort. Some good, some not good, some good enough. There's a couple dudes I really like. I really like Trigger, and I really like Skates. I thought they were really dope.
Yeah.
There's a couple other guys that need some work, like Boss Major and a couple other guys, but like everybody drinks to be on the platform now. I'm core of, sometimes it's difficult, man, but this is the job we got to do.
Yeah, definitely. So everybody's wondering where you from, or where's all this come from?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York, born and raised out in Brooklyn, Park Slope. Oh, you heard the accent?
Yeah, we heard it.
What you got the accent? Y'all got the accent. I'm chilling.
So what do you do for your club?
Me? I mean, I'm part owner. You know, we throw events worldwide. Sell out venues, 2,000 people in a venue. If you don't know who Smack URL is, I don't know, your head's in the sand somewhere, but
you know we're burying in.
Yeah, we're the biggest independent movement out there in hip hop.
Hardest thing to get started, like coming out of the gates, like what was the hardest part about getting started?
Just getting people to really it was a transition from the DVD era to the internet. A lot of people didn't understand it, so we had to really understand how to get everything going, the marketing and everything's online. Before it was like discs and
DVDs
and shit. So the entire game changed online. So that was kind of probably the most difficult thing. But I always been internet savvy, so that's the reason Smack brought me aboard, because that's what I did. And just continue to work and try to be ahead of the game, ahead of the curve, and just continue to work. But to be honest, if you love something enough, you know what I mean? If you got a job that you love, you'll never work a day in your life. So it was never really work for me. It was just, I love what I have. Yeah, so it was never really that hard.
Okay, so right now, will you plug us in? Let us know where can they reach you, where can they see you,
your social media out there, where can
find you? Instagram, Twitter, everything. Street Star NORBE. Y'all can hit me whenever I answer back. I always hit the fans back. You know, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yes, I love it, man. We appreciate you coming out here. Thank you so much. Give us a little bit of your time.
Anytime. We can go as long as y'all want.
Great, good. Appreciate it, man. All right, bro. Hello, everyone. Itsmontez.com, and we've got a special interview for you today. And I'm going to let them go ahead and introduce themselves and get straight into it.
I'm JT Newton. I play guitar and sing, write my own music.
I'm Zach Alexander. I'm the singer-songwriter for Ocean City. We're here together. It's the State Theater show of the year. This is our third annual as Ocean City. Kind of got started, I guess we were kind of just fresh out of high school. Connor was still in high school. But it's just kind of interesting how it just seemed to work. It was all really just people who kind of knew of each other. We weren't, best friends or anything before everything got started.
Hey, Nick.
And then, so things just kind of got started. The State Theater was actually our first show together as a band back in, I guess it was 2014 was our first show. And since then, I feel like we've really grown. Before it was more of us adapting songs that I had written previously. And now it's gotten to a point where we're actually presenting ourselves as a band, as a group. A little while ago, met JT, just kind of chance happening. We were both invited to play at, I guess you could call it a benefit, a fundraiser.
Yeah, it was a fundraiser for kids, a youth soccer program at a place called Dolly Park in Radcliffe.
And it's always interesting to see in this area people that are playing music that stands out. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just there's a lot of country around here, and there's a lot of, I'd say there's probably like a lot of metal, kind of heavier stuff around here. It's kind of a weird two extremes, and then to run into someone who's doing more alternative with maybe some pop themes thrown in, that's rare. And so at that point we hadn't really decided to have, I call it an opener, but it's a loose term because I feel like you share the stage. It's not one person setting up for the other person. It's really a mutual thing.
Right. So as far as like networking and getting in between each other and like reaching out, is it like? So you reached to him and said, would you come and play for us, or was it the other way around? Like, can you give the viewers a point for that? Like, how can they get involved like this? Or
with a pre-scheduled show like this, it was definitely an invite kind of thing. We invited him to get on the bill here. That's always a great way. I wouldn't recommend if you're a young band to just ask. That is one way of doing it, but it can sometimes come off as maybe a little desperate. That wouldn't have been that way if JT had said, hey, you guys got any shows I could, tag along with? I would have been totally fine with that. But to some bands it can seem a little bit like unprofessional, I guess is the right word. But Yeah, it's definitely a thing. Usually the band that scheduled the show will invite another band to play along. But there's always the option of, if there are viewers out there who are starting a band or they're starting a musical act maybe by themselves, grabbing another buddy band and planning a show together, that's always a great option.
In my experience with playing in bands, man, let me back up. I was always told, JT, you're really, really good at music. It kind of went in one ear and out the other. They're like, why don't you join The Voice? Why don't you do like American Idol? And they kind of own you when you do that, and I wanted to do something different. And I wanted to sound like crap before I sounded absolutely great. So, I wanted to go to these shows and play shows with what I had. And it may have been hand-me-down clothes and an old school guitar and try to stand out that way. And my input towards anybody who wants to do something like this is we're no different than any one of you guys. No matter how old you are, we are just regular old dudes, man. Just do it.
Where can they find you on social media?
You can look up JT Newton Music, or you can just, try to send me a friend request, JT Newton, J.T.Newton, SoundCloud.com, JT Newton Music. Louisville, Kentucky, that's what's
The song I wrote, I'm going to kick it off with, is called I Sure Don't Fit
All my
It.
shows were played out of Louisville since
You have
I was
everything
14.
you need
So
to
here I am,
do whatever you want to do in life.
opportunity to get to share
I Sure Don't Fit It.
Ocean City here in my home area, and that's Elizabethtown, Kentucky.
Ocean City, where can we find you at?
We've got a website. You can check out oceancitymusic.com. You can find everything there. If you feel like that's too much work, you can just grab whatever social media you're currently on, and usually our handle is at Ocean City Music. It's all pretty streamlined. But honestly, if you, like JT said, if you did find one of us on social media personally, as long as you're not completely crazy or something, we'd love to talk to you. If you have some questions, or if you just want to shout out and say, hey, you guys are great, or hey, you guys are terrible, probably won't get too many responses after that one, but we'd love to actually talk to you in person.
And then can each one of you all please leave a question at the end of this, so like the viewers, whenever they're viewing it, they'll answer it for you all. Like, is there a question that you have or you want it to be answered by the viewers?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different.
What's the viewer version?
All based.
You go first.
It's a tough one. Go for it.
Alright, so I write my music about everything that I've been through in my life. I don't like to cuss in my music. I don't like to write about, just demeaning things in life. I like to write about things that you can learn from, experiences that I've been through, and just the value of life. Based on what you hear in my music, if you go check it out. Currently, right now, I'm in the studio. Finally got enough quality of funds together to get in a quality of studio that I personally hear in my head when I write. But I got a lot of videos I just recorded, and back to you wanting to start something, I started recording anything sound-wise in a bathroom with a cell phone. 200 takes later, I finally have my final song, But listening to my lyrics and the feel of what I am trying to put out, you check it out. Tell me what you got from it. What did this song do for you pertaining to your life? How can you relate to it? That's what I got.
Good stuff. So how can the music relate to you and your life? How can your music relate to them in their life?
Absolutely.
Good stuff.
So, performing on stage is not something that, I guess some people find it really easy to do, but it's not always something that it's something I've always had the desire to do, but not necessarily just jumped right into it, because you have doubts, you kind of have insecurities, what if I'm not good enough, or what if no one likes it, what if no one shows? Those are always questions that run through your mind. So really, if I were to ask the audience a question, the viewers, I kind of encourage you to kind of take a look at maybe something that you want to do but haven't done. And my question to you is more of an introspective one for yourself. What's stopping you from doing that? And once you answer that question, then start breaking that one thing that's stopping you. Start breaking that down and just do what you want to do.
Powerful stuff. Thank you all so much.
No problem.
Comes a nightmare, help me, I'm falling through. So now I ask myself why again and again. I ask myself why again, once more. Put yourself on your feet. Put yourself on your feet. It's in the water, it must be. It's in the water, it must be. My chains are captivating, and I hope it's killed you in your sleep. Don't you ever come to this tree with a necklace, a robe. Though our names are carved in deep, it just isn't ours anymore. It just isn't ours anymore. I'm quite very sure you are distracted. Someone else is on top of things I know. Maybe this was looked upon with reason. Maybe this just gave a chance never to be given the choice of witness who I become. And we have overcome. Put yourself on your feet. Put yourself on your feet. It's in the water, it must be. It's in the water, it must be. My chains are captivating, and I hope this kills you in your sleep. Don't you?
So I think I'm just the cutest little deer ever.